So hello and welcome to another video, the keen of eye. If you may notice I've got my sexy waders on. It can only mean one thing: I'm going in a pond. You may remember a couple of weeks ago I came to a property where I cut down the large perimeter hedge and I showed you the large wildlife pond that they had. Lots of dragonflies and all sorts going on with it. And I said I was going to hopefully get back early next year to give it a clean out before it gets to spring. Well, I managed to free up a bit of time and we're in here now. The weather isn't quite as nice as it was when I was here last. It doesn't matter. Now's as good a time as I need to see if these waders haven't developed any holes since the last time I had them on. So basically we're going to be removing some of the reeds. There's a lot of hard rush in here. There's a lot of hornwort. Hornwort, as you know, is the best thing you can put in a natural wildlife pond. It's a natural oxygenator. You've seen me put it in all the still ponds that I create, not the aquascape pump ones. So it creates oxygen into the water, but it does multiply very quickly and it can take up quite a lot of the body of water. So we'll be removing some of that. So there's a lot of hard rush. I'll be trimming back. They've got some lovely purple loose strife over here. It's going to be cutting them off now. They've started to die down. Got some marsh marigolds, which obviously I'll be leaving. But yeah, hopefully I'll be able to see some of the dragonflies around. When I was here last, it says absolutely teeming. There's sort of 30, 40 of them all hovering over this pond. So if I can get any footage of that, it'd be lovely. Other than that, I'm going to be crawling in, hands and knees, pulling out a lot of the roots for these, say, these hard rush and this aquatic life, plant life down here. And I will be leaving it in piles on the edge of the pond, which is very important. It needs to have time. If there is any life still in that plant life, it gives it a chance to crawl back into the water. So leave it around the edge of your pond 2 or 3 days. Everything then would have found its way back to water, and then that can all be put into compost, or in this case, the dead hedge, as you saw me highlighting in the previous video. So let's climb in this water. So just a little stopping proceedings while I enjoy a nice warm cup of coffee. So it's not exactly freezing today, but when you're spending time in that water, it soon starts numbing your toes and your feet a bit. So yeah, get out every now and then, wiggle them around a bit and then get back in. So as you can see, I'm working around the edges. I will be keeping the bulk of the rushes at that far end there. But I say the idea, this is to house home wildlife, I should say. So you don't want to decimate it. You don't want to rip everything out. Cut back, just give it a little bit of chance to breathe. Obviously you're going to want some emerging plant life for when the dragonfly larvae want to exit the pond, and anything else that's in there as well. So you always want to keep some form of aquatic plant that's going above water surface. Cutting back these edges like I said I would, and so the idea is just to give it a bit of a tidy. Anything that's sort of built up on the bottom, any sort of silt, we get that out. But I say the majority of this hornwort is going to be staying. That's providing the oxygen in the water. I'll be working my way around that bank. What I didn't say earlier was I'm working on a shelf here, sort of between 1 metre and 1.5 metres out. After that, it drops down to about 2 metres in the middle here, the customer tells me. So I mean, I'm 6'3", but I don't fancy taking a little step or a roll down that side of the pond, or that middle of the pond I should say. So I'm keeping to the perimeter. That's where I'm clearing these edges. So I'll clear a little bit of that reed bed where the rushes are at the far end, but we're going to be keeping the majority of that there, cutting back, and then we'll see where we are. And then over here, it's an overflow pond, if you like. Now obviously we've not had that much rain this year, so this, you know, in heavy rain, this is a low edge here, this pond, and it flows into here and then trickles down there and finds its way to the stream in the woodland over there. The customer would also like this cleared. Whether I can get this done today after the pond, I'll see how I go. I might make a start on it for her, but she'd like this area cleared ideally, ready for winter. So if I can get on with that, I will. If not, that'll be a job for early next year. So I'm done in the main pond. I will make a start on that overflow pond like I mentioned earlier. I've cleared out what I want. I've kept this wetland shallower area pretty much intact. You can hopefully see all the dragonflies darting about everywhere around here. Just trying to catch them, they're so fast. Catch them on camera, I mean, not literally catch them. So yeah, happy with that. I've crawled around the perimeter of this, thinned out a lot of the water mint, which you would have seen me in this section here. The customer wanted that gone. It's very lovely, but it gets invasive very quickly. But it's one of the nicest things to remove because the smell is just amazing. So that's all out. A few remnants of it, so it will come back. It's not like I've destroyed it completely, but we've really thinned it out, and then this can come back again next spring. Still got a lot of the hornwort in the middle. Pulled out piles of algae in that section over there, which you would have seen me doing as well. So yeah, pretty happy with that, and the sunshine is out for me now. So that's this little overflow pond all cut back as the customer wanted. All of the cuttings again on the side. Any aquatic life can crawl back into this side really. It sits lower than that side, so this is currently the wet side until we get some decent rain. So, and then the customer again after a few days will be putting that in their dead hedge once all the aquatic life is crawled out. So hope you've enjoyed this one. Been a little bit different, and I'll see you on the next one.